I'm Kenny Florian here with UFC light heavyweight champ Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier. As you just saw, things got heated between these two at a media event in Las Vegas Monday morning to promote UFC 178. They have since flown to LA for this interview, but were asked to be separated. Jon's with me, Daniel's upstairs in our newsroom. So here we are. Jon, let's start with you. You two have been going back and forth for a little while. Things have finally boiled over. What happened between you two? How did things get so crazy?
You know what? Before I even get into the story, I want to start by apologizing to quite a few people. I want to apologize to MGM Grand Casino. I want to apologize to the fans at home who had to see that. I want to apologize to Dana and Lorenzo Fertitta. Basically, what happened was, you know, we were at the press conference earlier. Conor McGregor and his opponent, they get in each other's face, pretty close to each other, pretty heated. Right. The atmosphere in the room was just pretty thick. I looked over at Cormier, and I could tell by his face that he felt, you know, he was feeling it emotionally. So I knew it was going to be a heated stare down. Right away, me and Daniel, we meet in the middle of the octagon, and no one stopped. Usually there's a little distance between fighters. I walked right up on him, he walked right up on me. I put my chin down, and our faces touched at that moment, which happens all the time. I mean, Chris Weidman and Anderson Silva darn near kissed, you know what I mean? Right. So it happens all the time. I just figured it was going to be a great photo op. It was going to get the fans really excited. I did not expect to get hit in the throat. When I got hit in the throat right away, I reacted off of sheer instinct. And as you can see, I ended up getting pulled off of him.
All right, DC, is this what happened? Is this a case of two just alpha male fighters going at it? What happened here?
Well, for me personally, it was kind of surprising because when Jon initially walked up in the back, you know, we shook hands. I introduced him to Selena. I didn't really know what to expect with going into this deal. But after the interaction in the back, I figured it would be pretty cordial. And then all day, you know, we're doing interviews and we're kind of doing our thing at the opposite end of the MGM Grand. And then when we get up on the stage, he comes up to me and he gets very close and he hits me with his forehead. I've said time and time again, there is not a man walking this earth that will get into my face, put his head on me and push me forward without me actually reacting. Like Jon did, you know, he apologized for our actions. We should never behave in that way. There are a lot of people that look up to us and admire us for what we do in the octagon and outside of the octagon. We've both shown to be smart, professional guys outside of the cage. But with that being said, I can say 100 times if a person does that to me, I'm going to react in the same exact way.
You see that?
I don't want anyone touching me. I don't come to a stare down to be touched. We are going to fight in September. I know he says it happens all the time. That's never happened to me. I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to be touched. I don't want another guy's head against mine pushing me forward. And I think it's disrespectful, and I'm not going to stand for being disrespected.
You know, and that's where I would have to disagree. I mean, the video is very viral now, and you can see me and Daniel, we met each other halfway. I don't feel as if I initiated this thing at all. He walked up to me, I walked up to him, and our heads ended up touching. What I did not expect was the chop to the throat, and as you see, I had to deal with that.
Did either of you guys get injured at all during the altercation? You're good, DC?
No, I'm fine. Listen, we've done countless interviews, and his take on the situation has changed constantly. Before he actually admitted that he put his head down onto me and pushed me. And maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong in thinking that he headbutted me and pushed me with his head.
I did
but
not.
He admitted, well, okay, but then you admitted to saying that you put your head down into me because I'm shorter, so to go eye to eye, you had to put your head down. Well, when your head down, when you push your head down to go eye to eye with me, Jon, I am telling you, it nudged me. That's why you got the reaction. I am telling you, Jon Jones.
That sounds better.
That's why you got the reaction. So whether or not that is how you intended it to come off, that is how I took it. You cannot control how I take things in that situation.
Daniel, me and you met right in the middle. I wasn't stopping, you weren't stopping. We
weren't.
Exactly. We stopped once our heads made contact.
Yeah, Jon, okay. Okay, Jon. Your head comes forward, bud. It's very clear your head comes forward.
This is a very minuscule thing to talk about, to argue about.
Well, DC, again, so you guys are going to fight September 27th, as you said. Does this fire you up that much more? Are you that much more fired up here to fight Jon Jones now?
I don't need any more motivation to fight the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. You know, I was already motivated for my opportunity to become the champion. It's upsetting, you know, because I've worked very hard in my life and in my career to get to where I am today. And to behave that way and for it to go and be spread as fast as it has, it's sad, you know, because at some point I'm going to have to explain this to my kids. I'm going to explain this to my son. My family, they're watching this. You know, my mom has to see this. And I'm sure she's not proud of it, you know. So there's some, as much as it disappoints me to do this in front of fans and people that support me in mixed martial arts, I have to go back to my family and my mom. And at some point when my kids are old enough to understand this, I'm going to have to explain to them how their dad was on national television acting out of character.
John, are you that much more fired up to face this guy?
You know, I'm very fired up to face Daniel Cormier. You know, me being in the position that I am, I've fought for many world titles, and to be in my position, it's important to always find things to motivate you, to have something to light that fire under your butt. Facing a new opponent and Daniel Cormier, it was a great gush of excitement for me and a newfound motivation for me. But this gives me a feeling of it being almost like my first title shot again. There's certain characters that you just cannot afford to lose to. Chael Sonnen, Rashad Evans, you know, my first shot against Mauricio Shogun Hua. These are some of the fights where my motivation was just at an all-time high. And after this situation, I couldn't imagine not coming out with my belt. So this is a must-win situation. This is exactly the fire that I needed. And sure enough, people expect some very malicious, violent things that happen the night of September 27th.
All right, well, fired up John Jones.
And that's actually the beauty in it. You know, he said the motivation where he was most motivated was in his very first title fight. Well, it's my very first title fight. So that's my motivation, John. You know, that's my motivation. You can say that there are going to be malicious things happening September 27th.
Yes.
Hey, I embrace that. I embrace that. Bring it to me. Absolutely. Meet me in the center of that octagon and let's fight.
You know that I am going to bring that to you.
Then let's meet in the octagon and fight, John Jones.
You know that I am going to bring that to you. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you never forget the night you stepped in the octagon with me.
And you know what's going to be your sad reality is that everything in your power will not be enough because I'm still going to beat you.
DC, I want to just clear a few things up. You know, there were some accusations that John Jones' manager, Malky Kawa, you know, may have hit you. It didn't seem like that to me. When I saw the video, it seemed like he was just trying to hold you back. Is that what happened?
I saw him, but everything was moving so fast that initially I thought he did. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Looking at the footage, it doesn't seem like it. It's not something that I would expect him to do. I've met him on multiple occasions. I saw him once with his daughter. He seems like a very nice guy. Today he was very nice to me, so it's not something that I would expect him to do. But when emotion was running high, maybe I did think that he did it, but as I look back, I don't know. I got a message from one of the officials from the UFC that he wanted to personally say that he didn't do it, and that's good enough for me, you know. So whatever, you know, it's not a big deal to me.
Now, it looked like you threw a shoe at one point during the melee. Is that what happened?
Yeah, man. You know, things were just going crazy. You know, I did. Again, that's not something I'm proud of, but you know. Throughout the whole thing, you know, there's a whole bunch of security. They threw us off the stage. You know, John and I are on top of each, you know, he's on top of me, trying to hit me. I'm holding him and trying to hit him. So, you know, it's a very emotionally charged situation that it wasn't over. You know, you cannot expect two guys that want to get at each other that much to just let it go immediately after. You know, and this took a long time to cool down. You know, as right now we're on this interview, I could have done this interview next to him. I mean, I don't know what would have set it off. It could have been a minor thing, and we would have started fighting in there. But we've calmed down. I know I have. But right in the aftermath of it, it didn't stop. And if within the next couple of hours we would have got around each other, seeing him today, you know, he won't accept anything, and I'm not going to either. So we probably would have got after each other again. So Yeah, I did. It was a very emotionally charged situation, and when the emotion is that high, you can't just switch it off because it takes a lot to get to that point.
Well, to go back on the Malky Kawa situation, Malky and I, we've been working together for just under 4 years now. Me and Malky are like brothers. I can guarantee you that Malky did not hit Daniel Cormier. We talked about it several times. We watched the video several times, and that's exactly, that did not happen. What you saw in that video is someone grabbing Malky's arm, and Malky ripping his arm off of that person and pulling Daniel from under me and out of the situation. So just to clear the record on that, Malky did not hit you, Daniel.